degrees. Really muggy when we went down there on the field before today's game, but that's what you come to expect, especially this time of year.
And 4 o'clock, you're always going to get some type of rain. So would not be surprised if we saw thunderstorms in this game.
Anthony Reagan on the return and tackled at the 19-yard line, and a first opportunity that you'll get a chance to see the transfer quarterback Tyreek Starks. Starks, who is a first-year starter coming over from FAU up in Boca Raton last season. The grad transfer, originally from Carroll City, Florida, 6'1", 210 pounds, and boy, this is a wonderful homecoming for him.
Absolutely, in this type of environment, going against a program he's very familiar with, because if you're from Florida, you know about Florida A&M, but he won the job in a very contested quarterback battle, taking it away from Jayshon Scroggins, who was an established starter. So the transfer's coming in, making an immediate impact. Let's see how he does leading the Bison offense.
Well, the first play from scrimmage for the Bison, and they hand it off. And we told you about Eaton James. We'll introduce you to Travis Kearney, who is from Larry Scott's hometown of Sebring, Florida. Actually played high school ball for his older brother, LeVar. And they expect big things out of the sophomore running back.
And the one thing that Coach Scott has brought to Howard University, he's always had a dual running back system. Whether it was Ian Wheeler and Eaton James and so many guys, they're going to get multiple touches, but they really rely on the offensive line to set the tone and win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Starks out, the pass complete, and a solid game from Nathaniel Clark. They're going to be about 4 yards short of the marker. It's going to bring up third down. And so when you're thinking about this offense and you see Starks listening in, you know, what is it going to take for him to get going, and how do they want to establish him early?
Well, he's a dual threat guy. So I think for a quarterback like him that's dual threat, he needs that run. You probably have to call that quarterback sweep, where it's a design run. Let him get hit once, and then you can let his speed become a factor in this game.
It's 3 wide receivers to the top, or bottom of your screen rather, and the handoff once again, the juke move, and they elect to run it on third down, and a great tackle there from the Rattlers, and that's going to bring up fourth down. The question to run it here on 3rd and 4, Jay.
I mean, we know they trust their running game, but I always say dual threat quarterbacks are great, but you play quarterback for a reason, because you can pass the ball and get completions to guys that are open. When they take the ball out of your hand right there, you're really putting too much on that offensive line. I thought it was an obvious pass situation, maybe a run pass situation with a designed quarterback run, but a little bit of a head scratcher, that call into that play there on the running play on the perimeter.
Liam Allen, the freshman punter, who gets it away and rolls and out of bounds. So we got a chance to see a quick look at the Bison, a 3-and-out. And now the Florida A&M offense will get ready to go onto the field. Number 12 in that orange jersey, R.J. Johnson, the redshirt sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia, coming over from Toledo, gets his first collegiate start. You go back, Jay, to your first collegiate start. The feelings, the emotions, the excitement that he may be feeling.
Everything. He doesn't know what to expect. You know, you think you're ready, but you're like, am I really ready? Are these guys going to be moving that much faster? Is game time speed that much faster? The sooner you can make the game slow down to you as a first-time starter and start having to go in slow motion, that's when you can start playing your best football. But right now, the nerves are jumping. He has to settle down and not try and overthink everything.
Great starting field position from their own 40. They hand it off to Thad Franklin, who we told you about in the open. Picks up maybe a yard as Cam Dyson was there to plug up the hole.
R.J. Johnson, the starting quarterback, he was also in the quarterback competition as well with Jay Petty. They really liked him because he knows the system. He's comfortable with it. They want to manage it. They want ball control. They've got a big offensive line. They want to win the game in between the tackles down in the tackle box. You know what they said that's unique for a guy like him? Not afraid to hit the check down. That's the running back that's coming out of the backfield. When everything's covered deep downfield, find some place to go with the football.
They put Jalen Rogers in motion, looking to his side. Number 1, he gets the ball, and they say he can be electric. Steps out of bounds after making the move, but picks up enough yardage to move the sticks.
Getting the ball to your playmakers. I like that. Send somebody in motion. See if you get one-on-one coverage. We heard the coaches talk about Jalen Rogers can be a difference maker. They said he is unstoppable from that slot position there, showing you he's got a little pep in his step. Good job by the offensive coordinator, Henry Burris, of getting Rodgers a touch early in this game.
And keeping in mind that there's a lot of speed on the perimeter for the Rattlers. The handoff on first down in Bison territory, and a good run ahead from Thad Franklin Jr., the senior out of Winter Park, Florida. Picks up half. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. What they like about this all-conference running back is the fact that he's got a nice balance of both a heavy runner, but some body control in the process, and he's got some short area quickness that they mentioned, Jay.
Yeah, big back. You know, you want a big back to play like he's big, and he's a large running back, over 210 pounds. He's got the power and the speed. They want him to just lower the shoulders and get the tough yards when needed. That was a good start there, picking up 5 yards on first down.
Johnson, and that one off the mark. The intended target was broken up there by Anthony Bivens. Bivens tried to get a hold of it. Now 3rd and 5. What do you call here, Jay, as the offense wants to keep it going?
Quick pass game. You know, you've got a young quarterback making his first start here. Try and get as much as you can out the pre-snap read. You don't have to send anybody on deep routes. Those would be clear-out routes. Try and disguise it, but he's just looking to get rid of the ball quickly. Something quick where he does not have to process the whole defense. 1, 2, 3, ball should be gone. He missed him.
Instead, Johnson holds on to it, decides to take off, and you say a missed opportunity as he slides a couple of yards short of the first down marker. Caleb Gallup made the tackle. Let's look here again.
This is what you call over-processing. I mean, take a look. Left side of your screen, somebody leaves out of the picture. He's open down the field. Take a look. Top of your screen. That's open.
Oh, yeah.
That's open. That's a touchdown. But he was not looking, overthinking, not recognizing where the open receiver was. He locked in on one person. And that's why it's 4th down. Missed opportunity for a huge play. That was a busted coverage.
All around the 40-yard line. Going for it here on 4th and 3. They've got to snap it quickly as the play clock expires. And a delay of game is going to go against the Rattlers.
Now you got to punt. That's not smart there at all. If you're going to go for it in that situation, you call the timeout, but they didn't even get a hard count off. So now they're going to be forced to punt the football. Florida A&M, wow, wide open receiver that you missed on that side of the field. Then you come out, take a little bit too long in the huddle, and now you're giving the ball back to Howard when you had him on the ropes.
Well, Bobby Inksler on to punt it away, a new punter as a part of that revamped special teams group. New punter, new kicker, long snapper in the process, and they feel like Inksler's got some chops. Going to see if they can pin the Bison deep inside their own territory. And the hop. And it rolls into the end zone for touchback. 9:39 remaining. Still scoreless here from Miami Gardens, but not too far away. Oh, beautiful Miami. Miami.
Q Orange Blossom Classic is brought to you by Walt Disney World Resort, the most magical place on earth.
Fan Fest outside the stadium, blue and white, orange and green. All love for both of these HBCUs, and the coin toss pregame. And good look there at both Willie Simmons, the former head coach of Florida A&M, right next to him, Harvey Reed from Howard University. And Coach Simmons was busy last night, coached his first ever FBS football game, now at FIU. And they were able to defeat Bethune-Cookman at Pitbull Stadium. 1st and 10 from the 20. Pass complete out to Nathaniel Clark. Nathaniel Clark bounces off a tackler and then is stood up.
Nathaniel Clark with the reception.
Simeon Hines. Jalik Thomas there to stop Clark. But Clark, well, he's a bit of a nightmare matchup because of his size.
He can move, and he's got the size and the speed. And they're going to like this. Look at the balance. Absorbs the blow, and it takes 2 to 3 orange tacklers to get him down. That's the type of effort you want from your tight end when you go 6'5", 240.
The junior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. So Stark so far starting off 2 for 2. 13 yards. Fresh set of downs. The sun peeking out. And his play action pass, and they get to him. Starks goes down. And Antonio Kamen, the newcomer to that defensive line, with his first sack in a Rattler uniform.
Going under center play action, you have to have that clock in your head in the step up. Poor job of blocking on the edge by Cesar Reyes. The transfer from Florida A&M as he gets beat and gives up a sack. This quarterback, big play for the Rattler defense.
An area of improvement that James Colsey III talked about was in the trenches, being able to beef up along that defensive line. Here on 2nd and 15, and into the hands of C.J. Neely. Neely, the true freshman, with the reception out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Not a lot of room to run. A short pickup, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
I mean, certain things about Florida A&M football have not changed over the decades, right? When they're physical in the front, they want you to try and play on the perimeter, and that's when the Florida speed shows up. So you call a quick bubble screen to your wide receiver, orange jersey's here in a hurry, and not just one. Playing sideways against Florida A&M is not what they kind of want you to do that, because they feel like their athleticism will catch up. You got to go at Florida A&M. You got to beat them in the trenches, show that you can match up with them physically, and then try to get the element of surprise or misdirection.
Let's see if the Bison O-line can help out Starks, and he finds room, that dual threat ability that he has, and he's close to the marker. Going to mark him maybe just a few inches short. And so you see the offense staying on the field. Yep. And quickly spending their first timeout is Florida A&M.
Timeout, Florida A&M. This is their first charge timeout.
4th and 1 upcoming for the Bison. Come back with us to see if they can convert.
And I can get 3.75.
Looked like Howard was setting up to go for some type of shove push for the element of surprise. But after the timeout, now they're going shotgun. I'm not a fan of shotgun. Yes, get them under center and see what you can do.
They try to get the push up front, do they? And they mark them, yes, enough for the first down.
Big first down, that's it. You know, you talked about the Showtime band, right? But what about the Ooh La La's? That is the name of the dance, girls. Those are the wonderful Ooh La La's of Howard University.
Jay, how did I know that you would make sure you gave love to the Ooh La La?
Well, what are the dance girls for Florida A&M's band called?
We don't have any because we don't need any.
Oh, just band. Okay.
Number 5, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I think the Marching 100 just came off of...
The reigning national HBCU Band of the Year champions. I will say that.
Thank you.
I'm a broadcaster. I call it like I see it. I just asked what was the name of the dancing team, and you said
well, you see, you don't
band.
take the dancing girls up to the U.S. Open.
You say band. Ooh La La's go everywhere.
Earlier this week.
Ooh La La's go everywhere. But that's
saying,
a good band. I'm looking forward to halftime.
But I'm excited for both sounds, right?
1st and 15.
Yes. There's going to be a lot of this, folks, throughout the afternoon, as nowhere to go. Johnny on the spot and taking him down. Eden James going down for a loss of 2. James Gardner Jr. gets the TFL.
And just another misassignment. Anytime you see defensive linemen making tackles in the backfield, blown over on the left side of the coverage, and that was Giwa, who just gave a free release to allow the running back to get tackled for a loss. Howard picks up the first down on 4th down, and now they're going in the wrong direction, facing 2nd and long. See, open it up. Here's what I like this. Empty backfield, open it up. Now you need your dual threat quarterback to be a dual threat quarterback. Either take the pass or take off running.
Well, he passes it, zips it, nearly intercepted. Nathaniel Clark was the intended target, and the Rattlers almost came up with it. Justin Bostic wishes he could have snapped that one out. Another look.
Yeah, Bostic in between. Do I go for the big hit? When going for the big hit, realize at the last moment this ball's coming right for me. Should have come up with that interception. Instead, Howard fortunate that the Rattlers did not pick off that pass. That's good defense. So that's how you play position. He was in position to get the interception as well as make the big hit.
3rd and 17. They've got to get to the 49-yard line and just trying to escape the pressure. And there's Tyreek Starks, who takes off and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down. Justice Cross, who ran him out of bounds, but Starks, you see if he has time, you see the things that they like about him, his legs, his ability to extend plays. And Larry Scott and his crew will punt it away again. Liam Allen, the 4th, his 2nd punt.
Watch out for Rodgers back there. They talked about him being explosive, not only as a wide receiver, but as a return man as well.
He's trotting back near the 18, catches it, tries to take off, and a flag comes out from across the field after that 42-yard punt.
Timeout.
So Eric Blunston calls for the timeout. We'll see if we can get clarification on the flag. The side judge threw it out during the return. The SWAC officiating crew.
Seems like they keep pointing towards the direction of Florida A&M. Some type of penalty on the return. That was thrown all the way across the field.
Holding. Receiving team number 23. Half the distance from the end of the kick. 1st down. Timeout.
So that's going to push back Florida A&M 10 yards from that return. And when we come back, the Rattler offense will be back in action. The orange and green coming out of the capital city of Florida, getting down. Always a good time when Rattlers are in the building. Tell you more about the #1 public HBCU according to U.S. News and World Report. Number of outstanding programs, the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication. I'm proud to say I was a graduate of there, the School of Business and Industry, College of Pharmacy, and many, many more. All right, so the Rattlers offense starting from their own 8-yard line, and R.J. Johnson hands it off. Thad Franklin with a good run to give him just a little bit of breathing room.
And a good opportunity for Florida A&M stick to the run. So last time when Franklin got more than 4 yards on 1st down, they came back with 2 consecutive passes, backed up a little bit more. Maybe that forces you to go to what your mantra is. You want to use the big back to get the yards to show that Howard can stop your running game. Don't get too cute. Go back to the power game until Howard shows that they can stop Franklin.
In shotgun, and Johnson, the bootleg, rolls out and decides to run. And it's going to be good enough for a 1st down as Johnson is tackled by Keon Mitchell after that gain of 8.
You know, trying to give a little misdirection, but I still think you're better off just running the football. As you see him come down the line, a great job by Cam Dyson, who's wearing 0 for Howard University for this game here. I want you to establish Franklin. I still want to see Thad Franklin have an impact on this game and see if Howard can stop him running the football.
Well, they hand it off, and it's bunched up in the middle and pushed back. Good surge up front from that defensive line from Howard. We told you about some of the accolades from Florida A&M University, established in 1887. Currently about 10,000 students. And they've seen great success as they usher in a new chapter of leadership.
And I know you would know this. Are they the only Rattlers in America? I don't know if there's another program called Rattlers.
I can't think of another set of Rattlers. Will be on the case as that little pitch out to Jamal Haley rather. He is good for a first down. So 13-yard pickup there from R.J. Johnson to Haley.
And a really good job by Charles Davis, the left guard. Watch big number 62 come out there and lead on the way. A little slip screen, gets out front, gets in front of the way, get in the middle. This is a better look here. You'll see just a big body. Just swallow somebody, and that sprung him for the first down.
Well, Jay, one of the things we heard Coach James Colsey III talk about was the ability to rely on that offensive line, Charles Davis and company. And there's a good piece of running.
There he is.
And an opening right there. Again, going to that left side once more.
Left side, big back. See, sometimes this game can be simplified. Give me a big guy out there that weighs 300-plus pounds with a running back that weighs 230 pounds and see if you're going to get in the way. We'll test your toughness. We will test your toughness. I like the design. It's also impressive that Franklin has the speed to get to the perimeter.
When you think about Charles Davis, an HBCU All-American at left tackle last season. Ricky Taylor, Ashton Grable, all guys up front who return and hope to make this a potent offense. Man in motion. Johnson pulls it down, and he's brought down. The sack there from Noah Miles, the sack master for the Bison a season ago. Loss of 6 on the play. And the indecision there from Johnson in the pocket.
Yeah, saw something and changed his mind. Has to realize you've got this clock going off in your head. See the protection here. See, this is enough time to get rid of the football. See, when you don't get rid of the football, guys are going to be there. Derek Brown, number 9, a good job. And Noah Miles, who is going to be the bell cow for this Howard defensive line. We asked Florida A&M coaches about the defense. They said it all starts with number 4 for the Bison.
Tampa, Florida, here on 3rd and 8. And Blanketed was the receiver. No call on the play. It's incomplete. Gus Olich.
This is another guy. And missed another receiver. So this was a design play with the crossing route. And what you want to do with a crossing route is hit a guy in stride running, and he can make somebody miss and get upfield in a hurry. And they designed the play for the crossing route to come, look, right here, get him that ball. That's where he's supposed to go to football. Instead, you throw to a cover wide receiver. Not seeing things right now is a quarterback for Florida A&M, R.J. Johnson.
From his own 22-yard line, Inksler awaits it. Antonio Hunter set to return it for the Bison. Off the bounce. And gets away, still going. Antonio Hunter cuts. He's got some space. And good return there from Hunter to set up great field position to start for this Bison drive. 43-yard punt and 26-yard return from Hunter.
Good job of not a lot of room to operate. They try to pin him in that corner. He feels a risky job fielding it, but once he does, able to make some guys miss, stays on his feet. Big return for Howard.
Well, Jay, in this change of possession, an opportunity to let folks know about your alma mater, Howard University.
Howard University is America's HBCU, the number 1,
according to Jay Walker,
number 1 private, number 1 public. Overall, Howard's the number 1 HBCU in the country there. You know we're doing research. You know about the alum that we have on the hilltop. Give me an opportunity to brag about Howard University and what we do, and it's given so much. One of the few, the only HBCU with a school of divinity, a school of medicine, a law school, and a business school.
Founded in 1867 and a proud legacy, history, and tradition for Howard University. Scoreless ball game here from Miami Beach, Florida, between Florida A&M and Howard University in this annual Orange Blossom Classic. Come back with us for more second quarter action. The sounds of the marching 100. Well, they've been really really busy at the U.S. Open earlier this week. Louis Vuitton fashion show. They're going everywhere.
That's a band.
Okay.
That is a really, really good band. That's a band. Say no more.
And I'm going to just say thank you.
Yes.
Back here, 2nd and 8 from the Bison 49-yard line. Tyreek Starks, the pass complete, quickly met as Zayden Jackson makes the catch. And Brandon Callaway tackles him immediately.
Second down completions are good for the confidence, but quarterbacks are judged on third down efficiency. And I want to see Starks make the right decision. You've crossed midfield, right? So if somebody's open short and you give it to them, it's 4th and 1, you'll probably go for it. In this case, you have to know that. But the key thing for a young quarterback, dual threat, is determining when to run, when to pass.
Seeking to convert their first third down of the afternoon, and there it is into the hands of Travis Kearney out of the backfield. And Kearney with plenty on that 14-yard reception and run.
A little play out the North Carolina Central offensive playbook. Running back, running to get open, escaping blocking, but deciding, you know what? If I've got a free path to the outside, I'm going to take advantage of it. And if you're Florida A&M, defensively, look out, because you'll probably see that play again because he was so wide open.
First third down conversion by either team. Low snap. Starks handles it. Sidesteps the defender. Remains on his feet. Finds Kearney again. And the pass complete and more with Travis Kearney electric, but also the extension of the play from Tyreek Starks. Impressive.
This is why you like dual threat quarterbacks. They're doing a little tempo, but that was a fantastic job by Starks of playing the quarterback position. And that's why they love dual threat quarterbacks. When it all breaks down, he can do something special.
Well, he keeps it himself. And again, that was a glimpse back to why he separated himself in fall camp.
Yeah, and there were special plays like this where he did it. Let's go back to that previous play. I mean, there's nothing here. Low snap. Unblocked defender. Don't you even worry about him. I got him. I'm going to run, keep my head upfield, hit a wide receiver, running back in stride for the first down. That is playing quarterback at a high level, and that's why they get excited about Tyreek Starks.
Well, he's leading him down into the red zone now. First trip here for either team. Empty backfield, 5 receivers set. Starks, again, another low snap, trying to outrun the deal line, and he gets stuck.
Wow.
What a collision there as he tried to go to the edge, and Brian Norris.
Call timeout.
And TJ Huggins.
See, if I'm Coach Scott, I'm calling timeout. Helmet comes off, he has to leave the game. Call timeout. You need your quarterback out there. This is one of the dual threat quarterbacks. It stood up high. He took an option.
TJ Huggins, who delivered that blow, number 21 in the orange jersey, as he was being wrapped up from behind by Brian Norris.
I would take, it's third down. Game's too valuable right now. Call the timeout to check on your quarterback and get your best play in there. Don't bring in a quarterback in Scroggins who's rusty.
And they've got to spend it because the play clock was winding down anyway, Jay.
That did them a favor. That did them a favor. So we'll see what they dial up on the other side of this. So the Bison end up getting a timeout. 3rd and 5 when we come back.
Look back here at the shot that Tyreek Starks took from TJ Huggins. Had to come off because of his helmet, but spending that timeout, all important there, as Starks will be able to re-enter. Well, we're very excited about this. The all-new ESPN app is the best way to watch sports. All of ESPN, all in one place, live games, live stats. Plus, you can track your fantasy teams and personalize your favorite leagues, teams, and players. Big third down coming up here. 3rd and 5 for Howard. Starks rolling to his right, has a man open, pass complete to Neely, and Neely gets the first down. It's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 4 of Florida A&M.
He had a good job of just coming across the formation, and you'll see Neely. And Neely's going to do a good job as a freshman, setting it up, trying to get to the outside. As he comes across the formation, wide open, squares the shoulder, big target.
here on 1st and goal, trying to go the other way as Billy Roberson is tripped up. The tackle made there by Jason Riles. Short gain of 1.
And they like Roberson, but in this situation, I need some more experience. Tough game against a really good team in Florida A&M. I'm putting either Eden James or Travis Kearney in the backfield and asking them to create a hole. At least they know where the hole's supposed to go. They know what the field's supposed to be like. Test the guys up top.
Woods Kearney to the left of Starks in the backfield. They hand it off to him. And again, trying to push ahead. And there was a lot of traffic up front. So now 3rd and goal. You've got a dual threat quarterback in Tyreek Starks.
Same play.
You go right back to it?
Yes.
Instead, Starks rolls out, has a man open in the end zone for the touchdown. That's C.J. Neely Jr., the first score of the season for the Bison.
And the freshman did a good job of going to get it. It was not the most accurately thrown pass from Starks, but Neely able to leave his feet and make this catch look simple. Watch this ball kind of get away from him. He's floating it out there, and he has to find a second gear to extend his body, keep a foot in bounds. That's a big-time play from C.J. Neely, freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina, a la Dudley High School.
Matt Connard on to attempt the extra point. It's up and through. 10 plays, 53 yards, in just under 5 minutes as Tyreek Starks in his first collegiate start for the Howard Bison finds the freshman C.J. Neely for the TD score. Bison up 7-0. R.J. Johnson back on the field for the Rattlers, 2 for 4 for 24 yards so far in his collegiate debut. And the handoff to Bo Somerset, and Somerset, who got nowhere. Good penetration there from the defense of the Howard Bison. Jay Jones, the second, was there on the stop.
And so often we talk about establishing an identity. What do you want to do? As you see, Florida A&M pulls 3 linemen on the left side, but Howard defense does a great job. It's early in this contest, but we've already played a quarter football. Has Florida A&M showed us who they are offensively? When you hear the coaches talk, they talk about, we've got so much speed on the perimeter. These guys are explosive. They're excited about the wide receiver core, but gone away from him. They talk about Franklin. He's a big runner. They've gone away from him. At this point in the game, you need to establish who you are right now. Florida A&M is a little bit slow to the Orange Blossom Classic to do that.
Armand Burris, the son of co-offensive coordinator Henry Burris, with the incompletion. So now 3rd and 9. And we had this question mark kind of going in of what we would see from this Florida A&M offense with a new quarterback. One of the things that James Colsey III said that he was excited about with R.J. Johnson, his leadership, the way that he was able to spend 13 weeks from summer through fall camp to know this offense. And let's see if he can convert on this 3rd down. Goes underneath, and the pass is complete, but not nearly enough as Judah McJimsey, the linebacker, takes down Somerset after a gain of 1, and that's going to bring up the punting unit.
Yeah, Howard in the perfect defense. They play a little Tampa 2, cover 2 defense where everybody's going to drop back. You've got a cornerback out there. Look how many white jerseys are on there. They're just looking at the ball, not looking at the man, and they swarm the pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4 white jerseys all over that screen play. That play was doomed from the start.
So a 3 and out, forcing another punt from Florida A&M. A 7-0 advantage for Howard as they scored on their last drive. And Antonio Hunter will watch that one bounce, and ill-advised there as that is
That's
excellent.
a terrible job. Great job by special teams for Florida A&M. Terrible job by Antonio Hunter, the return man. You run over, you make that catch. You don't let it hit the ground. You just hurt your offense.
A 61-yard punt. And as Both teams on the prowl say, go get them. Bison coming back.
Look at
Bill
that.
Belichick. Okay, man. Get down. Get down.
I remember Ollie from last year. Every year we're down. I look forward to seeing Ollie. Ollie's got some wiggle.
All things Florida. Right there. All things Florida. So deep in their own territory, starting from their own 3, Starks in his own end zone, and they hand it off. And they get out to about the 5-yard line, gain of a couple.
Now, this is where you need Starks to do something. I think something tells me that was just a huge mistake by Hunter, not returning that ball, backing him up. So now he needs Starks to bail him out.
You see his numbers
Efficient.
so far on the afternoon, 8 of 9, 59 yards. As you mentioned, the efficiency for the transfer quarterback for the Bison. And a couple more yards, maybe a yard or so up ahead. And you see the communication, the coach-to-player communication, how he puts his hands on the helmet to listen in. They can, the assistant, offensive coordinator, Larry Scott calling the plays, can talk to them up to 15 seconds on the play clock.
And this is the first year that that's been allowed on the FCS level. So the FBS level, the big boys did it a season ago, and now they brought it down to the FCS level.
Another low snap, goes forward, air mails it over his intended target. Braylon Smith, first time he's been targeted, and it's going to bring up 4th down. When you think about how they were effective in scoring on that last drive, they were able to convert on multiple 3rd downs. You're deep in their own territory. They're going to have to punt it away out their own end zone.
Yeah, and this is danger zone right now because, one, is Florida A&M going to bring pressure and come try and get the block punt? And 2, they've got a great return man and Jalen Rogers back there standing on about midfield, so they're going to get pretty good field position. Looks like they're setting up a return. So Howard's got to be tight with their punt coverage.
Allen gets it away. And watching it bounce across midfield, and it's going to be Florida A&M football at about the 49.5-ish yard line. We talk about just what this week has been like, week 1 of college football. My partner Jay Walker and I were on First Take Thursday when they were on the campus at Eccles Hall at Norfolk State University ahead of Mike Vick's big debut.
Woo, that green clean. Go on, Miss Green, give it up.
Okay, wait a minute. You look sharp. You look clean. You got a lot of love. Okay, but that red pops too in the middle?
Red pops too,
Okay.
but how about this? I'm an NFL quarterback. What about Cam Newton? I mean, it was like
a massive human
that's
being.
a big human being right there, right? That's why I always said he was Magic Johnson in cleats.
First Take will go on the road. Their HBCU schedule. They will be at Magic City Classic in October. Then they'll go to Delaware State and close off at Bethune-Cookman ahead of the Florida Classic. So that's going to be an exciting time. Stephen A. Smith, Molly, and Cam will hit the road and check out some HBCUs.
And shout out again to Norfolk State. They did a good job. They brought it. They showed the school spirit. The electricity was there from the morning all the way down to kickoff.
51 yards of total offense so far for Florida A&M University, and you talked about the identity. One of the things they wanted to do was be able to run the ball. So far, 26 yards on the ground. Johnson, that one batted at the line of scrimmage. And Jay Johnson got the deflection there, so the defense from the Bison showing up.
And it was a great play defensively, but this is the right place to go with the football. So Jay Jones, if he doesn't elevate and tip this ball, that's a completion with the wide receiver that's running. And Jalen Rogers, a dangerous wide receiver. So I like the decision where to go with the football by R.J. Johnson, but it was just a great individual effort by Jay Jones. And in these situations, we've known 3rd and long, obvious passing. We've seen Howard play strict zone coverage and see if their front four can get after the quarterback and come up and make the tackle.
Good time. Johnson takes a hit as he unleashes. And the pass incomplete.
Almost a great catch. Almost a fantastic catch by Miles Campbell.
Miles Campbell, the intended receiver.
We always talk about, is he seeing things well? Yeah, this was double cover. And Campbell with a fantastic individual effort to even get his hands on this ball, but you've got a safety over the top and a linebacker underneath. Find someplace else to go with the football. Look at the hands. He tried everything. He elevated highest point, just not able to secure the catch.
Zuri Watson and Judah McGimsey was on the played his high school ball at South Miami. His father, well-respected Hall of Fame administrator, was the AD there, went on to play cornerback at Florida State, part of that 1993 national championship team with Charlie Ward, who's now the Rattlers men's basketball coach, and Derek Brooks, among others. All right, Jay, you know this is going to be much talked about in terms of the HBCU power rankings. Everyone chasing Jackson State, the defending national champions. We'll get back to it after this play. Starks chased from behind, gets it away, and the pass incomplete to Braylon Smith. So your top 5 teams coming into this 2025 season.
I'm going to respect the defending champions in Jackson State. South Carolina State lost a lot, but let's see how they reload. They're trying to do something special there in Orangeburg. North Carolina Central, they look great. They look great. Had it not been South Carolina State being the reigning champs, the eye test says Central number 2 right now. We'll see. Southern University lost to a good team. Alabama State, they took a loss versus Alabama UAB, but that was a very competitive game. They found their quarterback in Andrew Body. So look for the Hornets to really compete in an already competitive SWAC East. On the bubble, Morgan State. But let's get this out. First time in a long time I've not had Florida A&M in my top 5.
And, you know, we had an opportunity to talk to James Colsey III, and he addressed it. He said, you know, second place is not what the standard or expectation is because it's not good enough. Rattler Nation wants to contend for championships like they did back in 2023 and be at the top of the mountain. And they're picked to finish second in the SWAC East. On 3rd and 8, trying to avoid the rush, and Starks keeps it going and bounces out of bounds. He's going to be short of that first down marker. Antonio Kamen with that push.
And going back to what Coach Colsey said, I liked his answer. You know, when I talked to him, I said, hey, we're used to Florida A&M compete for championships. You're not one of the top 5 or 6. He said, we lost 5 games. You know, how's a 5-loss team expect to be in the top 5? He said, we'll get there. And that's a good sign if you're a fan of Florida A&M football. We see the run there by Starks. To come up with a punt, but that's having a pulse of knowing the sense of urgency at Florida A&M. They have high expectations in Tallahassee, and they're off to a slow start right now. Right now, this looks like Florida A&M end of 2024 season. The team that got beat at Mississippi Valley, they're going to have to do something to get it going.
And the punt trails out of bounds. A little pushing and shoving afterward as both teams retreat to their sidelines. Well, this week our Sunday Night Baseball matchup is the series finale between Matt Olson and the Braves, and Kyle Schwarber and the NL East leading Phillies, 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown.
You have to say Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber. Put a little respect on his name. You didn't disrespect him.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving him extra props because you know what he just did the other day?
What did he do?
He became the 21st person in the history of Major League Baseball to hit 4 home runs in a game. In a game. And he's been hitting them all season long. So normally you start to fade off a little bit this time of the year. He's like, no, I'm just getting started.
Spoken from a former baseball player and a baseball analyst here with ESPN, Jay Walker. Well, first down run And way to move the pile after being met immediately at the point of contact. Thad Franklin moved some bodies. Cam Dyson takes him down after that 3-yard run.
I mean, isn't that what I say? If I've got a big running back, you know how I want him to play? Big. You're a big guy. Get that forward lean. There was absolutely nothing there. The offensive line did a poor job of blocking, but that was all Thad Franklin to take a negative play and pick up 3 yards. Keep going back to him. Now tell the guys, just block for me, and I can make something happen.
Jalen Rogers was in motion. They dump it out of the backfield, and the pass is complete and more to Andrew Ritter. And Ritter,
Reception by number 24.
a 17-yard gain. Another look here for the redshirt sophomore out of Tallahassee.
Good job. Just a little slip screen to the tight end. Everybody focusing on Thad Franklin. He gets out into the flat. Comes across, fakes a chip block. Nice execution by the Rattler offense.
On the Howard 34-yard line. 1st and 10. Johnson rears back pass complete into the hands of Miles Campbell. Campbell, the tight end, with a 12-yard gain. And Florida A&M trying to get into a rhythm, trailing by 7 here, want to put up a score before going into the locker room. And remember, FAMU gets the ball back to start the second half.
And I go a little tempo right now. Howard looks tired for the first time on defense. They look tired, like they're dragging a little bit, getting pushed around. I go back-to-back consecutive plays, try and wear them out.
Handoff, but nice hit there in the gap after a couple-yard gain, and Michael Grandy with a stop. Grandy, the sophomore out of Savannah GA. Another look at that pop.
This is how you come up and fill the hole. Good job. Attack the knees with the shoulder pads. Might be another one of those defensive backs that have really become an anchor for the Bison secondary through the years.
Pressure, he gets it away, man wide open, and he drops it. Thad Franklin was wide open, but couldn't haul it in.
And R.J. Johnson had to throw this ball a little bit sooner than he wanted to, which was a good job of playing quarterback. He knew it was wide open. They brought the pressure. He had to put some air on it, and Franklin kind of lost his whereabouts where he was on the field, and the incompletion, had he been able to come down with it early, that becomes a touchdown. But because he had to throw the ball early, put some air on it, Florida A&M not able to capitalize. Howard University dodge a big play.
And before this 3rd down, a timeout taken by Florida A&M. They're going to talk it over. They've got 1 remaining in addition to that 2-minute timeout.
We're talking about the play we saw by Granby there in that secondary for Howard University. You know what they do, something they do, they have a number called whoever wears number 2 this week, and it's named after, or it's numbered after Antoine Bethea. So Bethea is a guy that played at Howard University, the first member of Howard University in the Black College Football Hall of Fame. You see what he did in the NFL. I never saw him miss a tackle in college. I covered all 4 years, the Pro Bowl there. You see that there. A good one there. He's the guy that kind of kept the tradition going of DBU. So you had Sean Van Horst that made it to the league. Billy Jenkins went on to the league. Antoine Bethea is one of those guys. Jeff Pope and those guys. But I don't know if anybody did it better at safety than Deuce, Antoine Bethea. What
Joseph Tabe gets to wear number 2. Give it to the best DB. And remember, they lost all 5 starters in that secondary from a season ago, including a very special player and All-American Kenny Gallup. Johnson had that one deflected, lost up in the air, and lucky to come up as an incompletion as opposed to a turnover. Zuri Watson tried to jump forward as well as the receiver, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, when the ball's tipped, you don't have to worry about pass interference, so that's why he was able to run through the defense, the wide receiver, and make sure he didn't make the catch. But defensive coordinator Keyshawn Jarrett dialing up pressure, 2 consecutive plays, trying to rattle R.J. Johnson, the quarterback for Florida A&M.
Daniel Porto from the left hash, 37-yard attempt for the Rattlers to get on the board. It's up and it's through. So a 7-3 ball game as the Rattlers put up 3 points in the closing minutes of the first half. For 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and every point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to All-State. And Jay, I've got to give credit. You mentioned the new defensive coordinator, Jared, who was promoted after coaching DBs the last 3 years. A guy who was a difference maker on that drive, Jaquavian Smith, number 5 in white. He had a deflection there. He came with some pressure before. I mean, right now, Jarrett is getting what he needs out of his defensive unit, and Larry Scott, the head coach, has to be pleased.
And that's why Howard's kind of tough to game plan against. They don't get blown out a lot because they're always going to have good DBs. For one reason or another, Howard has defensive backs. And when you've got DBs, you can blitz. So your job as a DC, as D coordinator, who's my best blitzer? And it seems like Smith is that guy for Howard University, a guy that knows how to get to the pocket to become disruptive. Now, the key right now, there's 2 minutes on the clock. Right? Closing the half. So 7-3, one-score ball game either way, but who's going to close the half off? That momentum going into the locker room is so key. If your offense puts points on the board, you've got a little spark.
And the stick there from the Rattlers special teams. The tackle made.
Timeout.
And the final 2 minutes of the first half upcoming when we return.
Line, those are the Bunny Boys. That's $1 million line up there. Then the FCS guys, those are guys that love playing the game of football.
Well, Carson Beck will get a chance to see him tomorrow as he suits up for Miami. Final 2 minutes, and out of the 2-minute timeout, Eden James with the carry. Any early predictions, Jay, on Notre Dame and Miami? How do you think Carson Beck will do in his new digs?
I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to go off of history. And I just learned this in doing my research. You know, Notre Dame is 0-7 whenever they play in the city of Miami. That's counting the Orange Bowl. That's playoff. 0-7. So, you know, that being said, I take a bet on 0-8.
Okay.
Take a shot 0-8.
Well, Miami won their last meeting back in 2017 convincingly.
Ball start. Offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
See that momentum that we were talking about that you want to have in the lineup going into the locker room? You had a successful play on first down. You negate it with a penalty. Florida A&M's been pretty flat, right? But if they get a stop here and they get the ball back and can chip away that lead a little bit more, that's taking momentum away from Howard University.
Starks with plenty of time before he throws it out of bounds. Nicholas Demetrius was face guarding him toward the sideline. So now 3rd and 12 here. And Jay, you want to try to convert, but you want to make sure you take care of the football. Understand that if FAMU gets the ball back, they're likely to have really good field position.
And momentum going into the locker room. I'm a big Uncle Mo guy. I need that momentum. Get the ball to Eden James. He's a football player for you. See if you can get him involved in the passing game.
Well, the pass as he zipped it in there, and C.J. Neely, who has been his favorite target this afternoon, they're going to try to run some tempo. Ball to the 30-yard line after that 16-yard pickup.
Yeah, now let's go. You got the completion. Your back's not against the wall. Let's execute this 2-minute offense if you're Howard University.
Neely now with 5 receptions on the afternoon. They go to Eden James on the outside, and he gets out of bounds. Where Neely, number 8 in white, is responsible for the lone score for the Bison here in this Orange Blossom Classic.
That's something rare. Look, that's a huddle. In college football, you don't see huddles. They're huddling to get the 2-minute offense going, and I would love that. talk to the guys, give them some confidence. Hey, we're going to do this. A minute and 28, plenty of time in college football.
Well, that one rolls to Starks. He is lucky to pick that up. And quickly there are the Rattlers. Antonio Kamen, the first to get to him.
What a bad snap. Tim Artis. This ball is dribbled. I mean, never leaves the ground and then takes a short hop. That's a pretty good job by Starks to keep that ball in front of him and not turn it over.
It will be 30 seconds in length.
So FAMU uses their final timeout here, Jay.
Smart.
3rd and 15. If the defense can hold, they'll get to the ball back and hope to have a short field to work with. And if you're Larry Scott, what are you reminding your group of?
Well, I'm taking the ball out of the offense's hand. I'm calling a screen pass or a draw. Because with Florida A&M taking their 3rd timeout, hey, you can let the clock run down. You're just trying to get into the locker room with this lead at bay. 3rd and 15, chances are you're not going to get it. Call a quarterback draw, something of that nature. Tell your runners, get down. And don't allow Florida A&M to get this ball back with too much time.
Instead, they elect to throw it. Starks goes down.
You can't do that. You know why? I'm sorry, partner, but you set me up for this. How much time ran? 6 seconds. So Florida A&M's going to get the ball back with over a minute to go. They could have got the ball back with 25 seconds to go. Listen to Jay Walker, right? But I'm up here in the booth, but that's why I'm taking the ball out of the offense's hands. What are the chances you're going to convert 3rd and 15? Less than 10%. Run the ball on the draw play, let the clock tick, get into the locker room up 7-3 if you can.
And you've got an electric returner and Jalen Rogers standing at his own 35-yard line. You anticipate potentially some good field position, but nice job on the punt there from Allen as Rogers gets bounced out of bounds at about the 42-43-yard line. But he kind of angled that punt to make it difficult on the return for Rogers. And so with just over a minute to go for Florida A&M, James Colsey III is hopeful that this offensive unit can put more points on the board before going into the locker room.
When people ask me, about the SWAC, what you anticipate, it's instances like this that people ask me, you miss football? I miss this. 2-minute offense, oh, I miss it. Give me a minute, preferably, give me a minute, one timeout, I'm going to hurt you. But all quarterbacks love being in 2-minute offense situation. First play is a key, just something positive. Doesn't have to be a big completion, but something to get the tempo of the offense going in a hurry-up situation.
Rogers looking, man open. That's Jalen Rogers. Kanari Wilcher. And Wilcher, the transfer from Illinois, is positive yardage, moves the chains. And a good start there on 1st down.
And that's a good job by Wilcher, realizing he picked up enough yardage, but still got out of bounds, so they don't have to worry about spiking the ball when the clock stops.
Now in Howard territory, Johnson had Campbell and led him just a little too much out of the reach of Campbell. The drop, and it's 2nd and 10.
And Miles Campbell, the transfer from North Carolina Central and Tennessee. Big number 6 coming across formation. Right place to go with the football. Throw got away from him a little bit, and Campbell not able to retrieve it.
And James Colsey III is not pleased about something, and he's letting the side judge hear it. Leading once again with that pass, and quickly there is Zuri Watson. Watson with the TFL.
Wow, that's a big
and no
play.
Timeouts remaining, and R.J. Johnson not aware of it, so got to quickly move now. 3rd down.
I'm going to put that on the coordinator. That's a risky call, because if he gets tackled in bounds, which he probably will, clock can run, and these are valuable seconds that are ticking off.
And Howard helps him out by spinning the timeout.
Their second of the half. 30 seconds in length.
It's 3rd and 15. Same thing, it's just flipped. The percentages are low, they're going to convert. Florida A&M seemed like they were a little unorganized. And I'm pretty sure it seems like what Coach Colsey was, I saw a takedown on a play there where a wide receiver was absolutely tackled. Not the screenplay, but the play before that. I thought for sure we would see a yellow flag, but it didn't come out.
And he is absolutely livid. And he is not pleased. Another look here. What did you see, Jay?
You see right there in the slot, that's a pull down. Right there in the middle of your screen. That's a takedown. So, I mean, and I saw there should have been some type of laundry that was thrown there. And I was surprised it was not called.
So R.J. Johnson, the redshirt sophomore out of Atlanta, in his first collegiate start in the offensive unit. Back on the field, yet to convert on 3rd down. Got to get to the 43-yard line as jumping up front.
I think both coaches at this point, like, let's just go in the locker room.
Defense, number 92 with contact. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I'm going to go off a pre-snap read, what I saw. Let's see. If I'm Florida A&M, I'm looking, where's my best matchup, right? It looked like they were going to play man-to-man coverage, bottom of the field, Zuri Watson going against Wilcher, number 7. See, I'm thinking if I get that same look, now he's playing off a little bit, right? So I like that. That's a 2-man game. Okay, you want to play off a little bit. Now the slot becomes the most dangerous man on the field. The inside receiver, I like that. Motion him over, trip formation, make him think about it. Somebody's got to be open. Bam.
Wide open at the left hash mark, and that's Goldie Lawrence, first time targeted today. And he's down at the 35-yard line after the gain of a dozen. But you got to remember, the clock is going to start.
It's going to stop for a little bit while they spot the ball, but I would be getting going right now. They're taking their time a little bit. But nice recognition by the quarterback. But then they're going to let this clock tick. See how much time they can save. Now they're fortunate. The officials have not started the game clock yet.
Fortunate indeed, as a player runs onto the field late. And no sense of urgency here from Florida A&M. Under 10 seconds to go. And what will likely be the last play of the game. I mean, you go underneath. Or of the half, excuse me.
Poor clock management. They did not have a timeout. We knew that. I thought the officials were a little lazy on the spot. But we're going into the locker room 7-3. I think both teams need to go in there and get fired up again.
I can tell you this, James Colsey III is certainly fired up heading into the locker room. We'll see if that can transfer over to his team, because they had no sense of urgency in those final seconds. They had 18 seconds left when the ball was spotted, Jay.
Yeah, late substitution, which by rule you have to give the defense a chance to match it. And if that's the case, if he said we didn't do a substitution, which I didn't think they had a need to substitute, and they should have been allowed to snap the ball one way or the other, that was not the best looking half of college football we've seen.
Well, both teams head to the locker room as the bands prepare for their halftime performances. The Showtime marching band and the Florida A&M Marching 100. You can see the entire performance on ESPN+.
Transformative leaders in education. They are
And second half action underway as Florida A&M on the return. And still on his feet is Kanari Wilcher, and Wilcher, who was huddled up around the 26-yard line, a 19-yard return. And what do you need to see more of out of R.J. Johnson? A little bumpier of a start in his first collegiate starting role.
Recognition is going to be the key. I don't think he's recognized what Howard has done to him defensively. We've seen some throws where he's taken some hits where he shouldn't have, where he didn't go the right place with the football. They need to simplify, and I really think they're just off track. This is a run-first offense. Run first and then get the ball to the playmakers on the outside. They didn't establish any of that in the first half.
12 runs, 31 yards on the ground. Thad Franklin got the majority of them. They toss it out to number 0 in orange to start off this third quarter. Caleb Gallup with the tackle, and you need to see more of that from this offense.
I mean, good job, and they're going to bunch everything in tight to make you think everything's going to be close, and then they're going to do a pitch sweep to the outside, and this is just good vision by Thad Franklin. He finds a lane which he can cut, get upfield, and pick up 5 yards. They need more of that in the second half to establish they can run the football against this Bison defense.
Second and 5 from the 31. Franklin again with the cut and a shoestring tackle there by Cam Dyson, the linebacker, to stop him maybe just short of the first down marker. We'll see. It's going to be pretty close.
And you'll see here, when you got a big running back coming at you that weighs 230 pounds, and you're a cornerback like Joe Old, you'll see come into the picture, number 32. What do? I got him, but I'm going to hold on. Come help me get this horse down. Olich with the shoestring tackle, doing a good job. Father played at Howard University back in the 80s under the legendary coach Willie Jeffries. That squad there out of Atlanta, Georgia.
And bottled up immediately again, stuffed right there. And one of the things that Florida A&M talked about coming in was they wanted to lean on their offensive line, but right now it's Howard that's getting the push.
Let me stir the pot here, Tiff. You know me, I had to do it sooner or later. I had to stir the pot a little bit. Is it because Florida A&M has left the MEAC, which is a very physical conference, and gone to the SWAC? I mean, they were dominating. They were physical up front. They had those defenses that were doing great jobs in that MEAC. SWAC football is a little bit more on the perimeter, a little bit more outside. They're going against a MEAC team that's not one of the best teams in the MEAC, but one thing about MEAC, it spells physical, doesn't it? Could that be the case a little bit? 3rd and 1, they struggle on that.
Their first season in the SWAC was 2021, and good special teams play right there as it's Caleb McKenzie who comes up with the big tackle there. But to your point, Jay, you know, that was, again, a question mark that, or an area rather, that James Coley III wanted to address. Was it felt like they got pushed around last year up front. It felt like they addressed that in the offseason through the portal and through high school recruits. And what we saw from Jackson State last year, well, they were physical.
They were physical. They got the memo, but, you know, ugly football is going to favor the MEAC, the team in the trenches. 7-3 score, going to favor the team in the MEAC. SWAC football, meet me in the 30s. 30 points, we'll see who gets there first. Right now, this is an ugly style of game right now. You have to think that's why Howard has a 4-point lead, and they're just trying to milk it.
Starks under center and pitches it over to Travis Kearney. And you brought this up earlier, Jay. It's not often that you see a quarterback take snaps under center. James Gartner III with the stop.
If you're going to do that, you do that for a reason. So if I'm a defensive coordinator, Kenwick Thompson, that quarterback's coming under center, I'm not going to fall for the bait. They want you to start to come up so they can set you up for play action. Treat that guy under center just like he's in shotgun.
Thompson, the new defensive coordinator, coming over from UAB the last couple of years. On the run, passing to his left, incomplete to Montrell Walker. It's now 3rd and 8.
Good recognition by the Florida A&M defense. You know, one of the reasons why, do you know why running the ball is so much more effective when you're underneath the center compared to shotgun?
Why?
Defense can't see it. See, if I take the snap underneath the center, I turn my back. Am I going to my left or am I going to my right? Quarterback's in shotgun, you see it right there in front of you which way he's going. So The great runners kind of have those quarterbacks that go under center.
They have to get to their own 30-yard line. Starts with time, and off the hand of Walker. Back-to-back incompletions, and the punting unit will trot on for Howard.
Coming out of the locker room, you know, we've seen games won by who comes out in the second half and dominates the first part of the third quarter. And both offenses have not got the memo, continuing the theme of offensive shortcomings we've seen in Miami today.
Back deep for the Rattlers, number 1, Jalen Rogers.
Here's Liam Allen once more, the freshman out of Lake Mary. Punts it away. And Jalen Rogers looking for any kind of space, but a short return there, as right in his face was Michael Bergeron for the tackle. Well, down here in South Florida, good look at the port of Miami as we cruise to this break.
Dove Men Plus Care Whole Body DO protects you everywhere. Here when you're there. There when you're here. Even down there. Dove Men Whole Body DO care that goes everywhere. Everywhere.
$7 for coffee? Nah. How about Sonic's salted caramel toffee iced coffee with cold foam for only $2.99? It's the fancy without the pricey.
You want to live free?
I've dreamed of this London acting program, but I needed to seriously start saving. With Chime, I round up purchases and save part of my paycheck automatically into a high-yield savings account. Finally, London's closer than ever. Start banking fee-free at Chime.
What's happening at Papa John's? Buy 2 large one-topping pizzas, get them both for just $9.99 each. And it's only for a limited time, all right? We're making you 2 large one-topping pizzas for $9.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Sun. I loved. It's more than love at first sight. I want a Sunday kind of.
NWSL Sundays on ESPN and streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
You could spend all night checking every receipt and coding every expense. Or you could let Ramp do it. Close the books without the busy work. Ramp. Love finance.
What if your body didn't have to hurt after being active? Introducing Stilco, the only apparel with adjustable medical-grade support designed to help you overcome injuries, minimize pain, and regain the confidence to get back out there. Engineered with 90 feet of high-strength cables that reinforce the body and control dials that allow you to adjust the support. Stilco is trusted by professionals, world-class athletes, and weekend warriors who all want one thing: more activity and less pain. Learn more at Stilco.com.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, elevated design for thoughtful living. Thuma.
Well, Little Havana, you know, we're about 90 miles or so from Cuba, the state of Florida. So, you know, like, it's real close, and you got to make sure you have your mojitos, you soak up the sunshine, all that. You're a cigar aficionado?
Absolutely, I am. But I think these teams need some of that Cuban coffee I keep hearing about. It's a little jolt to your system, isn't it?
Well, how about the jolt that these coaches will make after having great careers in the NFL? Michael Vick, we saw him at Norfolk State earlier this week, now leading the Spartans. Deshaun Jackson, his former Eagles teammate at Delaware State, also made his debut Thursday. Sam Shade at Alabama A&M. Terrell Buckley also, as Johnson tried to get out of the way, and a flag flies out there at the end.
About that graphic, you know, what have we been saying all offseason? There's only one.
Prime.
Only one Deion Sanders.
Only one.
On and off the field. There's only been one Deion Sanders, but a lot of people trying to capture that type of lightning in a bottle.
Personal foul. Offense, number 73. Hands to the face. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's first down.
That one going against David Gardner.
You see right there, middle screen, upper part, hands to the face. The helmet comes off, so one that allows a defensive player to stay in the game, and it's going to back up the Rattlers 15 yards.
But what did you think about the Sam Shade hire, Terrell Buckley?
A lot of them made a lot of sense. You know, for Valley, I don't understand why they chased off the old coach they had, because last time we saw Valley, they were beating Florida A&M, so that's normally a huge season-changing victory for the Delta Devils.
Johnson with the completion out to Goldie Lawrence, and Lawrence running side by side with him was A.J. Smith. Gain of 13. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Sam Shade going to Alabama A&M. You know, we've seen the trend. That's a copycat hire because of the success Chennis Berry had at South Carolina State Division II. Moved from Benedict, went up to South Carolina State. They're trying to find that. Sam Shade comes from Miles College and then moves up to Alabama A&M. So they're going to see if he can capture that lightning in a bottle as well. Then you know about Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. All eyes on those two programs that needed a much needed boost.
Johnson, who's flushed out, and Johnson gets near the 50-yard line before Jaquavian Smith stops him.
They've gotten to him. They've gotten to him. You know, the coaches talk about, hey, we love his decision making. He hits the check down. He knows to go with the football. Well, they've gotten to him because now he's looking to take off and run. He's dropping back, looking for running lanes. You can't have success as a quarterback doing that. When he breaks the huddle and we see real close into his cage, tell me when he's in this drop back, do you think he's looking at the rush or is he looking downfield? Last two plays, he's been looking at the rush.
And you see a number of white jerseys in the box showing they drop back in the coverage, but they get to Johnson again as he throws it incomplete to Jalen Rogers. And Johnson has taken a couple of hits in his first collegiate start. We asked the question, too, I mean, is this your QB1, or could we potentially see Jet Petty, who was pushing for that #1 spot in camp? They really like Petty, too, a JUCO All-American, high on him. They just said he didn't necessarily have enough time in the system. Do you make that change if it continues?
Absolutely. I mean, it was a message. Like, had he gotten here 4 weeks earlier, Petty might have been the starting quarterback. At that point, that lets you know how much they really believe in him. And if you're going with Johnson, he's not giving you the success that you thought you would have. Why not? Why not go to the bullpen? I know we're at a football game, but every now and then, sports is sport. And if you got somebody in the bullpen, don't leave that arm in the bullpen. Bring him out. We'll see. You know, Nussmeier, every time I see Nussmeier, you know, I'm like, your dad has my Peyton Award. So that went out to the 1AA Player of the Year back in the day. Doug Nussmeier, his dad, won the Peyton Award my year when he was at Idaho. And then how about that? Then today, I saw the Florida A&M basketball coach today. So I saw the Florida A&M basketball coach today, and I went up to him and said, man, you got my Heisman Trophy. Charlie Ward.
And Jay Walker, Black College Football Hall of Famer, helped to lead the Howard Bison to a national championship back in 1993. They called you Sky Walker.
Sports Illustrated 1AA Player of the Year, and I don't get the Peyton?
Come on. Give yourself all the accolades and love, and went on to the NFL as well to play with the Patriots and the Vikings. Well, taking out the referee in the process of that play after the catch from Katie Mosley, the sophomore tight end.
Makes a reception.
And another look here.
Yeah, going to try and stick this seam route going across. Great one-handed catch from Katie Mosley to help him out. The official got caught up in the crossfire.
And quickly again, keeping their eye on Mosley, tried to hit Hunter at the last minute, and the pass incomplete, 2nd and 10.
I would really try and get Eden James involved in this football game. And they came out, obviously they talked about how much they like Kearney, but every now and then I want my guys that have been with me. You know, call them the day ones, so to speak. And a guy like Eden James coming up on his senior season, playing in Florida, he's itching. Like, my game plan would have been he gets at least 15 touches. Get him 15 touches, and that has not been the case. And you have a feeling if they get him the ball, he can do something special for you. The kid is a home run hitter.
They throw it across the field and complete to John Simmons III, the true freshman.
John Simmons III.
Well, you go back to Eden James, and out of Port St. Lucie, Florida, played his high school ball at Treasure Coast High School, great student, entered with credits, already graduated from the School of B, as they say, the School of Business up at Howard, currently working on his master's. But now that his load has lightened a little bit academically, they felt like he could really have a breakout final year as he flanked out to the right and complete to James right there with that extra effort, that lunge forward for the first down. And that's exactly why, Jay, you get James the ball.
You give him the ball. I mean, this ball is thrown. He turns around to help his quarterback, knows he's short, the full extension. That's why a football player makes this play. I don't have enough. It's close. He made a football play. And look at that. That's knowing the situation. Guys like that, I want to get them involved in the game. Outside the bloodlines, he's got it. Very smart kid. They bragged about his academic prowess. Graduating from the School of Business at Howard University, no easy task. It'll be interesting to see if he's going to make another impact in this game. But that was an impact play right there. Won't show up as much in the stat sheet, but it was a big play, kept the drive alive.
Well, he battled through some injuries last year coming out of camp, but one thing you know, that he is a playmaker. He knows this offense. And he watches on, takes a breather from the sideline. As Kearney, the other back, gets it, again stuffed.
Kearney ball carrier.
Short gain on the play. Justice Cross, a number of orange and green jerseys there to stop him.
Number 19.
Just look at the tempo and the feel of the stadium. It's ugly. Ugly game goes towards those boys from up north. If they can keep it ugly like this, stop the explosive plays, let the clock tick.
Jay, it's also pretty muggy here, too. I mean, it is humid. I am from Florida, live in Florida, and it is...
We're them fans there, right? We're seeing fans in the bleachers.
Starks with plenty of time. Great jump on the ball and the interception. The takeaway right there. Great job by the Rattler defense to create the turnover. That was Brandon Callaway. Correction, that's Amari Lee. Amari Lee, the graduate student out of Miami, Florida, with the pick.
I mean, this is a great job. Quarterback just locking in. You're looking that far to the right for so long. You know, the defensive back is going to make a jump on you. And then we'll get another good look at this as you take a look. This is man-to-man coverage. He's looking at the hips. Once he drops his hips, he's looking for the ball. Great recognition. That's how you read and react from the cornerback position. And that's that clock. See, in the boundary, you know, if you look for so long that way, they can turn around and see things quickly. And that costs Howard University.
The first turnover of the game, and let's see if the offense can capitalize here as Judah McJimpsey right in the face of R.J. Johnson on the release. Miles Campbell, the intended target. And Jay, again, that question mark of with Johnson, who has struggled, hit 50% of his passes so far today, has had a long afternoon. They've been getting to him. Will they stick with him or make a change?
And I think until they establish their best football player offensively, who they said was going to be Thad Franklin, the running back, along with Rogers. Rogers isn't going to show up because the quarterback's struggling a little bit.
Play clock ran out and a delay of game.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Yuck. So now, I talked about their best offensive player. And correct me, they did say Thad Franklin was their best offensive player, right? 2nd and 15, Thad Franklin's not part of the plan right now. So they're hurting themselves in doing so and putting a lot on R.J. Johnson. And the one thing we really haven't talked about, but we have to give credit, the secondary from Howard University, they've been covering guys. We haven't seen too many guys wide open when they play defense right. We've seen some blown coverages, but this secondary has been locked down on the Rattler wide receiving core.
Comebacker for Jalen Rogers. They tried to get him out in some space, but great open field tackle by Zuri Watson. And Watson, who has played some good football, the redshirt freshman out of St. Pete, from his cornerback position.
Yeah, and he was blocked. He took on the block, won the battle out there versus Wiltshire, and made a fantastic tackle because Jalen Rogers was starting to accelerate.
So 3rd and 11. They have to get to the Howard 47-yard line to extend this drive. Johnson nearly gets it away. And man covered, and a flag comes out.
Ooh. Now, this is going to be a critical call. If the flag came in, it definitely came in late. Was the defensive back there a little early? We'll probably get a look, but the thing that concerns me, Howard brought a safety blitz. Florida A&M picked it up. One thing as a quarterback you like is for them to blitz me.
Pass interference. Defense, number 28. The ball replaces the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Well, Anthony Bivens was called for pass interference. You see there getting to Myrtle, Deshaun Myrtle.
Uncatchable ball, but that's a bad one. Uncatchable ball, but let's go back to the pressure, right? Look at this. Once this zero, Franklin picks up the blitz. Look, you got time. Step up, but he's looking to run. Take your time. Once it's picked up, you want that.
Trying to go to the outside, accelerating it over the head of Jamar Taylor, who had one-on-one coverage with Zuri Watson, and it's 2nd down.
Throwing the ball too much. Yeah. They're throwing the ball too much. Win first down. The only reason you don't run the ball on first down is if you think you can't win.
Co-offensive coordinator Henry Burris, along with co-OC Cedric Williams, one of the new pieces on the coaching staff. And Burris, who is a Canadian football legend, a former quarterback. It's up in this pass game, and Johnson wrapped up, and he goes down. Swung to the ground by Caleb Gallup.
That's the little one.
The younger one, but they say he's got even more potential than his All-American Aeneas Williams Award-winning brother.
Yes, his brother, Kenny Gallup, was an All-American, as you mentioned, and Caleb Gallup, they want him to be his older brother, but he's got more he can bring to the party. He's 3 inches taller. He's about 10 pounds bigger and just as fast. Nice open field tackle by Caleb Gallup. If he can make plays like that during the season, this guy that's got an NFL-type body can be a difference maker.
Well, there has just been very little life in this FAMU offense, and another potential delay of game. James Colsey III spending a timeout before taking another penalty on this 3rd and long, and needing to figure some things out on the offensive end as we step aside for FAMU.
You're here.
The Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic is brought to you by Thumbtack. Caring for your home made easy. Download the app. And DQ. Happy tastes good.
Get it, Venom. Representing Florida A&M. And the Rattlers need some of his energy to try to get back in this one and convert here on 3rd down after this timeout. 3rd and 18.
Bottom of the screen, one-on-one matchup. Take a chance with a jump ball if Wiltshire can win his matchup.
Stays in the pocket, has a man, pass complete to Wilcher. Jay, it's like you played quarterback before.
Howard tried to disguise it, but in disguising it, never had a chance to reroute. So this is a nice 3-level throw, and you'll see the patience, and starts with the offensive line with the protection. Wilcher finds a soft spot. Huge first down for Florida A&M.
30-yard gain into the hands of Wilcher, the longest play on offense for the Rattlers today. Jamal Haley in the backfield and on the carry. Gain of about 3. Haley coming over from Western Michigan. Part of what is a really deep running back room the coaches felt coming into this season. R.J. Johnson, a chance for him to step up, a late addition who was added about a month after spring practice, won the starting job, and now inside striking distance, and the pass incomplete over the head of Goldie Lawrence. Gus Olich was on the coverage.
That's the matchup you want, but you have to throw this ball inbounds to give your wide receiver an opportunity to get a penalty. Ball's thrown about 4 yards out of bounds. Good coverage there by Olich.
And so now Johnson has to step up, make another throw, and try to keep this drive going. They want 7 more than 3.
Middle of the field open. You have to attack the middle. Who's going to get there?
Strong throw and incomplete to Goldie Lawrence. There was Olich on him once again.
The wide receiver has to do a better job of separating, but we heard the coaches talk about Gus Olich. He's their solid guy, the glue, playing that cornerback position. They put him on the island one-on-one. Look at that. That is how you play defense. He was on his hip.
Hit a 37-yard attempt earlier, and Daniel Porto now from 36 yards out, this time on the right hash, and it's blocked up front. And the Howard special teams coming up, and you look at the excitement and exuberance over on the sideline. After halting that drive from Florida A&M, they come up empty. Another look at that big play.
The first thing I want to see is the trajectory. Did he get it high enough in the air? Before you look at protection, that ball, that's just a great job by big number 92.
Jason Seraphin
winning his battle. Didn't give the ball a chance to elevate. Looked like it was going to be a low kick anyway. Coach Scott getting excited as his Howard defense keeps Florida A&M at bay with only 3 points in this game.
A huge win for Howard as they get the ball back on first down. Travis Kearney with the carry up ahead. Pickup of about 4 brought down by Jameel Sanders.
A little nugget for you. Both teams wanted to establish the run. Howard averaging 1.6 yards per carry. Florida A&M 2.4.
Rough day at the office for the ground attack for both of these teams. Kearney looking for some space, dancing in the pocket. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
And this is how you play. This is how you want to play. When they talk about get ahead of the chains, if you can win on 1st and 2nd down, 3rd and short, the whole playbook is at your disposal. Just had a good hard run.
3rd and 2
from your running back, Kearney. Now, hopefully the O-line starting to establish some type of control of the line of scrimmage.
Well, driven backward and stood up as Brian Norris comes up from his linebacker position and holds him. So 4th and 2. And Starks drops his head, heads back to the sideline as the punting unit comes on.
Turning point. FAMU got the stop, right? Howard defense has to go back on the field. Offense does a 3 and out. Now you're going to put the defense back on the field. They're going to be a little bit tired. This could be a turning point. If you're Florida A&M, if you're going to make that move to take control of this football game, now's the time.
Punted away by Liam Allen. Jalen Rogers on the return, and Rogers with some room in front. Rogers could skirt. And great starting field position for Florida A&M.
Can we do it? Can we do it, Tim?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first of the season. Jays, give me 5.
All right, how about this? The top 5 moments in Howard University football history. Football on the bubble, beating Hampton Institute University any year's bid. Number 5, the 88 boys when they beat Grambling up in New York, knocking off the legendary Eddie Robinson up there. Number 4, they beat Southern in 2013. That was a big one there. So when they beat Southern, that was big. Number 3, how about me and my boys going down to Chiho, winning that homecoming in 1993? They still talk about it. Number 2, I'm going to say the biggest sporting bet upset in history when Howard beat UNLV. And number 1, we win homecomings every year. Every year, homecoming's a big deal. When you got the nation's best homecoming, that's always going to be one of the best moments in history.
That's a point of pride for you, Jay.
Yes.
I know.
And let me go back and correct it too. The Howard moment they beat Southern University had the year incorrect. It was 1996 when they won the Heritage Bowl to get the school's second HBCU national championship. But look, you talk about Howard homecoming. Am I lying, Tim?
No game on the play. 2nd and 10.
Jay, you take us to break after 3 quarters here.
Hey, if I'm lying, I ain't trying. You're taking a look at scenes of America's greatest homecoming on earth. Oh, yeah, I'm from the Mecca, baby. One thing we do at Howard, we homecoming better than anybody. Peace.
Football now.
Welcome back to the Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic, rejuvenated after a 43-year hiatus. Came back in 2021. Florida A&M a mainstay within this classic. Right now they're trailing 7-3 to start the 4th quarter. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green, back here with you in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Florida A&M, they stole a little momentum. After the blocked field goal, Howard had momentum, but the 3 and out, decent punt return. Now they've got the ball once again in Howard territory.
A nice jump cut there, and the move from Bo Somerset, and enough for the first down.
So this Howard defense has been playing lights out. But after you stop a team from scoring and your offense goes 3 plays and gives the ball right back to them, you're asking a whole lot. Just have a feeling right now, I'm getting that sense that Florida A&M starting to get that momentum. They're starting to get back to their game plan, running the ball downhill, attacking what has to be a tired Howard defensive line.
Tight end, Andrew Ritter, along with Franklin running to the right side. They hand it off to Franklin, the all-conference running back, as you mentioned, from a season ago. High expectations once again. Pick up a 5 after being stopped there by Bryce Hall.
And number count. See, Howard lost the number count right there. So Howard only had 6 people in the box. Florida A&M kept their tight end in, and Miles Campbell to give them that 7-man advantage. So when you've got 7 blockers going against 6 defenders with a big running back, that's how you come up with positive run plays. And right now they're going to keep it going. The bunch formation, they slid an extra tight end in there. So they're setting them up so they can continue to run the ball with the power running game.
Tough handoff there. A little delay, and Quavian Smith holding him up, and no gain on the run for Franklin. And so a critical 3rd and 5 here. You mentioned, Jay, that FAMU trying to gain some momentum, starting to wear down in the trenches that Howard defense. The question is, do you go for it on 4th down if you're short?
Yep. I run it here. I run it consecutive. I run it here, try and pick up 3 yards. I think it's 2 down territory.
Completion to Miles Campbell. Campbell, who holds on to it. And another 1st down for FAMU on this drive.
Well, this is a good throw. Has to be an accurately placed ball. Coming right into your living room. Defensive back just a little bit late. Able to secure the catch right before he was pulled out of bounds.
And now from the Howard 22-yard line, 1st and 10. And a solid drive here from the Rattlers to start. And nice bounce off the tackle from Bo Somerset. Somerset, the redshirt sophomore out of Fort Myers.
He's been that change of pace back for him. Smaller the running backs, but we see his speed and great balance there.
He takes them now inside the red zone. The Rattlers effective with the run game. Bunched up in the middle. And so now another 3rd down upcoming here. They'll look to convert. They've got to get to the 12-yard line. And you hear that?
Seems like they would be quiet right now, though. Your team has the ball going into the end zone there. You want quiet before the snap count. There you go. See, I like that.
It does.
Take the base out.
But you're trying to create some energy for your team. And again, you can see frustration from the coaches. Another timeout taken here. So Florida A&M only has 1 remaining. 3rd and 2 is coming up on the other side.
Some Classic is brought to you by Walt Disney World Resort, the most magical place on earth.
Desired locations on earth: Miami, Florida. You got South Beach, you got great weather. And of course, we got a football game here. So much to kick off week 1 of the college football season. Back here at Hard Rock Stadium, 3rd and 2 for Florida A&M. Now the handoff, nice cut, 1st down inside the 10. And I'll say we've seen a steady dose of Bo Somerset on this drive. They use him again here.
Remember I told you earlier, it's easier to run the ball when the quarterback's under center because his back is turned and you don't know where he's going. Well, that was a perfect example right there. Quarterback's back's turned. They're sneaking a pulling fullback around to serve as a lead blocker. Big running lane for the Rattlers.
Somerset, 1 rush for 1 yard in the first 9 drives.
Oh, he's
gotten 6 carries on this drive alone. And some laundry comes out there in the midst of the play.
Holding. Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. It's 1st down.
Not going against the center, Ricky Taylor, the Miami native, and the 5th-year senior out of Northwestern High School. And a tough time for this penalty.
I want to see it. He's the center, so let's see. The center, number 63, turning on a double team. Oh, my goodness. A hold's a hole. A hold's a hole. They called it, Tip. Don't look at me.
No,
that's a tough break. That's not a hole.
Tough break.
I wanted to see it because it's rare you see a center get called for a ball that's going away from him on the outside. That's a tough one. Ooh. And being the lover of football that I am, I hope that doesn't have an impact in this game, that call right there. These kids work too hard. Coaches work too hard for a subjective call like that. Misdirection.
They give it to Jalen Rogers. They bounce him to the edge on the perimeter.
Play by Zuri Watson.
Jalen Rogers.
Did he string this along? They had numbers going. There was misdirection going all the way around. Only 2 people saw the football. That's number 3 and number 1 with the blocker on them. Kept that outside leverage, able to string it outside. That's one of those plays. It's going to show up as just a tackle. But, wow, that was a huge play.
Missouri Watson has impressed in that secondary. Looks to be pretty solid. All new for the Bison. Somerset in the backfield. From the 12 on 2nd and goal, wrapped up, brought down, big play up front. And C.J. Wesley.
He didn't see him.
With a huge sack there.
Now watch this. You're going to see Wesley come up on the line of scrimmage and time up the snap count. If he got your snap count, then that's on you. They're trying to see, did he get him a little bit high around the face mask here? I didn't see that. But the route was irrelevant. Wesley did a great job of timing up the snap. Quarterback, you got to take that responsibility. Guy gets a running start on you. You can always hold it a second.
Now look here, Jay. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock, and Florida A&M has got to use their final timeout of the game.
In a game they're trailing by.
Timeout.
When you're losing in a game or it's a 1-score game in the 4th quarter, those timeouts are so valuable.
And right now, the momentum on the sideline for the Bison. They're ready for this 3rd and goal when we come back. Automatic bids this year. That's a change from last year. And let's go back to that last series, last play, and you see C.J. Wesley wrapping down R.J. Johnson. And Jay, in college football, you can't do this.
No, any gun motions are outlawed. They're outlawed right there. The coach is coming up to him saying, hey, you can't do that. Howard, very fortunate they didn't get penalized 15 yards and a 1st down. That's a bonehead play. Coach Colsey has a right to be upset. They missed that one.
Missed opportunity on that one. 3rd and goal after the holding penalty. And now Florida A&M. Johnson looking, goes down underneath. And Bo Somerset, negligible game. Oldridge with the tackle. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal. The punting or kicking unit coming back onto the field. The only 3 points of the game came back in the 1st quarter. The last kick was blocked. So Daniel Porto
just think
from 33 yards out.
If Florida A&M would have not had the last field goal attempt blocked, this would be to take the lead. But nevertheless, they need to get some points on the board and shore up their special teams.
This one is clean up and through in a 1-point ball game. So 2nd make of the ball game for Daniel Porto. And considering all things, it's still a close ball game with under 8 minutes to go. Well, Jay, you talked a little bit about your Gimme 5 and the top Howard moments.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to chime in with Tiff's 2 cents. All right, we had the opportunity to share the booth with the vice president at the time, Kamala Harris, a Howard Bison graduate. She was in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That was a wonderful moment. But, you know, I got to also
always goes back to 78. Rudy Hubbard.
And they were the blueprint when it was 1AA at the time, winning the first 1AA NCAA championship back in 1978, as you mentioned, under Rudy Hubbard.
And thank you, Tiffany. You took it easy on me because we know that Florida A&M history for football goes way back. You could have still been talking, right? So, but those 2 moments right there, those are special. I mean, what they did winning the national championship and at that Celebration Bowl when it was these same 2 teams, Vice President of the United States coming to an HBCU national championship game. That's a special moment for everybody.
And I had a quick flex on the VP. Got a chance to go to her residence, and I said, well, VP Harris, I'm a Rattler. You're a Bison. Remember what happened the last time we saw each other?
These schools go way back. They go way back.
They do.
We know y'all. Y'all know us.
And what are we going to know about these two teams in the final 7 minutes and 40 seconds of this Orange Blossom Classic? What have you learned about this Howard team so far? Do you have any insight onto what may come for this 2025 season?
The defense is good, but the defense has been good for a while. You know, going back to Brokenberg, we talked about Kenny Gallup, those guys. Defense is good. They fly around the ball. The effort has been there. Offensively, I have no idea. You know, they really like Starks, and I think Starks has played well. I'm not saying there's a quarterback controversy. He's played well, but are they run first? Are they pass first? Everybody wants to be balanced, but what do you do well? What do you do well? And I'm still going to go with it. Eden James, one of the best football players on the field. You're going to need him for this 2025 campaign. I'd still like to see them use him more.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Can't happen.
First down.
We just came out of a TV timeout and a kick return, and you go 1st and 15 in a 1-point game.
Jay, that's inexcusable.
You said it, and it is. This game is tight.
Starks.
Tweet starts with the quarterback keeper.
Short. Or goes backwards on that play. Sorry, 4 yards on that play.
You know, that's
all right, Jay, I'm off on that one.
That's all right, but that's an impressive play on 1st and 10. When it's 1st and 15, you still got more work to do. So you're going to have to throw the ball. And right now, this is an opportunity where Tyreek Starks gets to show America in the yard why he's QB1 at Howard University.
He's got time up the middle, and Starks wisely slides as orange jerseys were converging in on him. Another pickup of 4. Antonio Kamen and company were around. And now 3rd down on the way.
Get the feeling after that real soft zone coverage we saw from Florida A&M defensively on the previous play, maybe setting them up to bring some pressure to come after them. That was too much time that Starks had in the pocket to find escape routes. You have to make them uncomfortable. I find my best blitzer and try and get some pressure.
Be mindful for C.J. Neely, who has come up with big plays, and Starks stays on his feet, avoids the pressure, throws it out of bounds. And that pressure coming from Florida A&M. Starks lucky to escape.
And it was a good job of picking up the inside linebacker blitz by Eden James. You'll see they bring the linebacker. Well, James stones him, but it's the left tackle that gets beat by Antonio Kamen, forcing Starks to escape. Nothing there. Florida A&M will get the ball back, it seems like, again in this 4th quarter with pretty good field goal position. Pretty good field position, sorry.
Your defense going to come back onto the field. Punt. And Rodgers fair catches it. And players getting a little handsy at the end of that play.
Timeout.
6:02 remaining. 1-point ball game from this Invesco QQQ Orange Blossom Classic in South Florida. 1996, he picked Brutus then. He picked Brutus again today.
He got it right.
And he got it right. Then and now. Cheers to a wonderful 29-year of headgear picks and a 30-plus career overall. And he picked Florida State, too, to win it today, and they got the win over Florida, or Alabama, excuse me. That ball was deflected. Who comes up with it?
And as we say, when we have the opportunity to go on the game day set, how cordial he was to us. Welcomed us, told us he liked our work, appreciate what we're doing. And you know, my whole mindset has changed now. If Coach Corso is 90, that's a good-looking 90.
Yeah.
That's a good-looking 90.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Ball hit the ground, came up. Yeah. Ooh.
Another look one more time. It bounced. Never had possession of it, so bounces up off the turf.
Another first down pass, though. So when you go first down pass, then you're basically dissolving from the running game on plays second down and third down. You're going to put it all on the right arm of R.J. Johnson.
There's the tight end, a nice play drawn up there. Andrew Ritter, first down and more. And a flag too in the process.
I think it'll be enough for the first down, but I think they're going to call Goldie Lawrence, the wide receiver, for holding on the run. It seemed like it was pretty well downfield. Depends on where they mark the hole, where it occurred.
Let's listen in.
Holding. Offense, number 2. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Fans aren't going to like it, but let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Coming up on the left side of your screen, that's 2. He's engaged with Olich. Gotta let him go. You gotta let him go. In that case there, you know, if you talk to an official, he'll say you had him. You can turn him, but then you just have to let him go.
Wipes out a 32-yard catch and run.
After the penalty, 2nd and 5 from the Rattler 44-yard line.
They go to the right side again. That's Jalen Rogers, first down. He steps out of bounds.
And that's the offense I want to see back for Florida A&M. Quick strike, get the ball to your playmakers, Rogers, and then you can set him up for some type of double move in the secondary. Critical drive right here with 5 minutes to go. We know Florida A&M doesn't have any timeouts now, so they got to put it all on the line right now. What have you seen that's worked? And draw up those plays.
The first down pass, and Johnson escapes. Johnson absorbs the contact, but tough running there to give himself up. And the first down, and the most emotion that we've seen out of R.J. Johnson.
Because this was all R.J. Johnson. I mean, he had bodies coming around him. You'll see the white jerseys do a good job of breaking down the pocket, able to escape from Noah Miles, and then became an aggressive runner. Met Cam Dyson in the hole to pick up the yardage needed for a huge first down for Florida A&M. Oh, look out. Throw it away.
Picks it up, throws it away wisely.
Good job. I love those plays, too. Doesn't show up.
We had a receiver in the area. Second down.
It's going to be an incomplete pass, but at this point you don't care about your completion percentage. But he did a good job of just getting rid of the football. So often we see young quarterbacks try to make something out of nothing. He stayed focused. He got the ball, took a look up, and got rid of it. This could have been a disastrous play, like a game over type play for Florida A&M, because they got no tight ends. They've got no timeouts. Found a receiver he could throw the ball to close in the air so it wouldn't be called for grounding.
So the Rattlers offense getting set, 2nd and 10. From the 36. Low snap again. And shedding one tackler, but Thad Franklin brought down by the next man, Keon Mitchell. No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down upcoming. A 1-point ball game. Now remember, when this Orange Blossom Classic was restored, it was back in 2021. And it was a 1-point ball game as Jackson State took down Florida A&M. That was the first time under head coach Deion Sanders. Another close 1-point ball game here. And still time left on the clock. What can they do on this third down? Going for it. Jalen Rogers comes up with a huge grab.
Howard showing straight man-to-man coverage. And you've got a true freshman in Ben Chandler guarding their best offensive weapon, one-on-one with a lot of field. Nice throw as Rogers shows up in a big way for the Rattlers. Thought it was an aggressive play call. Straight man-to-man coverage across the board. Chandler, decent coverage, but better offense from Florida A&M.
Puts it right where it needs to be. R.J. Johnson with the big play. And then the handoff up ahead inside.
Timeout time.
To Bo Somerset. Well, Florida A&M has no timeouts. Howard working with all three.
Oh, I'd call the timeout now. Right now, because you're going to get one with the 2-minute warning.
So Howard elects to spend their first time out of the half.
Howard is their first time out of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in late.
We'll have, while we have this break of the action, we'll cap off our stellar Labor Day weekend college football lineup Monday night on ESPN with Bill Belichick, the 6-time Super Bowl champion coach, now leading the North Carolina Tar Heels as they host TCU. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern. Also available streaming on the all-new ESPN app. Jay, there's much anticipation just to see what this group will look like under Belichick's leadership. One of the greatest coaches ever.
I want to see how a defensive-minded NFL coach does against all these wild, spread-out college football offenses.
So now things start to liven up inside the stadium. 2nd and goal from the 9.
You got to bring pressure. You have to do a sellout type blitz to stop the run. They did not. Now you got to do it, and I'm calling another timeout. With 10 seconds left, well, take advantage. You know you got the 2-minute warning coming. But this becomes a huge third down after this 2-minute warning.
So the 2-minute timeout here, and we'll step aside. 3rd and goal, and the Rattlers trying to strike on this drive and grab the lead.
.com. That's 1-800-518-9272, or you can order online at buyhammered.com.
The marching Showtime marching band, they were playing Stay Scheming in that break. Let's see where they scheme up on this drive to try to stop and halt Florida A&M from getting into the end zone. James Colsey III knows that his team is not played the way they would want to in this opening game of the season, but they have an opportunity to take the lead for the first time in this game. The ball on the 4. They pitch it over to Somerset. Somerset still going and stopped just short at the 1.5 yard line.
So you have to get a timeout here.
Timeout, Howard.
Which Howard's done that, and they ran the ball to the left because the kicker wants the ball from this hash. When you're this close, the hash marks are wider, so it's easier to kick the ball from left to right than it is from the far right hash trying to pull it in.
And a couple of Howard defenders down on the field. One we see is Jaquavian Smith.
He did a good job coming down that line of scrimmage for the initial contact. But look at the great effort from Somerset.
Smith, who made the tackle after the pitch to Somerset, helps to bring him down.
And if you're wondering, you absolutely kicked the field goal.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, the way that things have been going offensively, You say yes. 10 plays so far on this drive for 59 yards, over 4 minutes. And we saw these two teams pretty evenly matched up through the first 2 quarters. FAMU now has 272 total yards, 183 through the air, closing in on 100 on the ground. But Larry Scott needs his defense, or rather his offense, to try to answer and drive the ball down the field if Florida A&M is able
and you wonder,
to make this field goal.
The guys are cramping. I mean, they've done Florida A&M offense has been bad, right? They haven't put a touchdown on the board yet, but they've run 65 offensive plays. Decent number. Decent number, and the Howard defense just on the field a little bit too long.
So Caleb Gallup and Jaquavian Smith are up, 152 remaining. Well, Daniel Porto, responsible for the 6 points on the board for the Rattlers. He's made 2, had 1 blocked.
How about this? I'm seeing the coach, Colsey, talking to the official. A little gamesmanship I would do. Send my offense out there. Send them out there. See if you maybe get them to jump or Howard burn that last timeout. Because if they come out there with the offense, Howard's going to call timeout. Howard's going to call timeout. So I'd play some gamesmanship. If you're Howard, you really can't put the field goal block out there. But they're not going to do it. The worst thing scenario, if they got a penalty called on the offense for no timeout, delay a game, okay, he's still supposed to make that. But
they're trying to make some substitutions off, and they're going to 18-yard field goal attempt, pretty much a chip shot here from the left hash. And Florida A&M takes their first lead of the game with 1:49 remaining in the ball game.
Kick it off.
To lead the Bison down the field.
And if you're Starks, you almost want it to be like this. Your first start for Howard University, they're going to need you. So don't worry about game management, things of that nature. It's 4-down territory all the way. So you got 4 downs to make 10 yards all the way down the field to get your team in field goal range. Oh, I miss college football. I wish I had a little eligibility left. I'm telling you. 2 minutes, this is where, as a coach, you say a joke to him, too. You kind of give him a joke. Those are the numbers. He started off hot, and the completion percentage went down. But this is where you have to make him relax. Like, you look him in his eye, and you say, you've done this before, right? All right, let's go do it. All right, well, what do you like? All right, I'm going to call this play here. We're going to get this, and then I'm going to do this, and we'll do that. And I always say that first play is so critical because the offense just starts to lose hope if it starts out with a first down and completion.
Well, this is a chance to build a legacy in his 1 season with Howard if he can engineer a game-winning drive. Starks pass incomplete. Coming up is Jalik Thomas from his free safety position. And if you look at it, 10 drives for Howard, 6 3-and-outs, 8 first downs. You've got to put together first downs, keep moving the ball down the field, and you've got 1 timeout to work with, Jay.
Yep. You know how many game-winning drives Don Elway had in his career? More than anybody, right? You know how many times he put his team in a position to be losing? So that's the mindset you have to say. What happened before is gone. I just need to make 1 or 2 big plays.
And that was a huge play right there by the defense of Florida A&M. Coming up, Letary Kinsler. And Kinsler with a huge sack, forcing Howard to take their final timeout of the ball game.
You know, you have to just settle. Gets a little bit of happy feet. gets outside the pocket. Nobody there.
It will be 30 seconds.
One of the last things you can afford to do is take a 9-yard sack in that situation. Florida A&M kind of took control of this game in the second half. It was an ugly game, and the Rattlers just a minute and 35 away from a victory here in their second backyard, Miami.
Here on 3rd and 19, you look to get some, if not all, steps up. The pass
what a play and catch.
What a play made. Going airborne to get it is KD Mosley. And the Bison say, we're not done just yet. We've still got time.
Yeah, and the offensive line started by giving him the protections where he can allow the tight end to get down the field to keep this drive alive.
21-yard completion. First down.
Look out.
Again, Starks makes the play. James with the reception. And the playmaker you said that needs to get it done.
Just the previous play, big time throw there by Starks to Mosley. And then coming back, the little check down. You know nobody. The first guy's not going to bring him down. Makes him miss. Picks up some more yardage for the first down. The Bison say, we're not done just yet. Keep hope alive.
Well, this is building suspense and drama. An injured FAMU player down on the field. That's Kinsler. Meanwhile, look at the entire Howard football team is on the field. And you see the leadership of some of the players talking to one another. Travis Kearney, among others, understanding they want to open this season with a win here.
That's defense telling the offense, we got your back. Because so often the defense will sit on the sideline and do it. This is a team coming together. Nobody's better than anybody else right now. That's defense coming to the offense's back to say, come on, guys, y'all got that. That's a good move right there. You need to see more of that in college football.
So Kinsler, who is being helped off the field, and Howard with the ball on the 49-yard line of the Rattlers. 113 to work with.
Florida A&M needs to change up what they've been doing. What they've done the last two plays, bring both linebackers up the blitz. That's leaving the middle of the field open. They need to keep their linebackers at home and force Howard to go someplace else with the football besides the middle of the field. They're bringing him again. Check down again. Now you're in trouble.
And you've got to make those open field tackles. Eaton James makes a miss. And a first down again. 12-yard pickup.
Isn't that so simple? Keep the guys in the middle. The moment you vacate, Eaton James is finding a soft spot, turning around. You know the first guy's not going to make it the tackle. Got to change it up right now. If Howard's figured you out offensively a little bit.
Now the clock winds after the ball set. 1st and 10. Pressure coming again. Gets out, and the pass complete to Mosley. Gain of 4. And Jay, again, a field goal wins this game. You want to make sure you walk out of here with a win if you're Howard in any way possible. Matt Connard, who is comfortable hitting from 50 yards out. A transfer looking on, waiting just in case.
4 consecutive plays, they brought pressure, Florida A&M, with the blitz. You have to know there's a quarterback, meaning if they bring pressure again, I got to get rid of it quickly. Another blitz from the corner.
Stepping up is Tyree Starks, and Starks, another first down.
I don't get it. They brought a corner blitz. When you blitz, you don't account for the quarterback. So the quarterback is the running game.
Right now, Jay, they're in field goal territory, 44 yards out from here. The sophomore.
Stay aggressive. Florida A&M is going to be even more so aggressive with the blitz because they want to try and get him out of field goal range. But Howard has done a good job of managing their blitz.
And they've got it in the middle of the field. And they are going to put their trust in the kicker, but you have no timeouts left. You've got to spike the ball. They do so with 2 seconds remaining. 44-yard attempt roughly.
And they got to get on and off the field. Offense needs to get off the field, let the field goal unit set up. Not my cup of tea to have the game going on a 40-plus yard field goal.
A 43-yard attempt from the Cho-Win transfer. Matt Connor. Here's the ball game. The kick is up, and it's through. With the win. The get back from a couple of years ago. And the 2025 season starts off in dramatic fashion for the Bison.
Great job scanning the field there by Carson Beck, getting backside and hitting the throw.
5 receivers spread the field. C.J. Daniels, another newcomer on his third school, Liberty. 1 year last year at LSU, and now here